So in this video we are going to learn 9 JavaScript shorthands. So we will cover up just few things like for loop, math shorthand, find function, join and clone array, string to number, destructuring, short circuit, and template literals. So these are the topics we are going to cover right now, and it will be very short video because we have example of each these topics at least once only. So let's go. The first thing that for loop shorthand, for that, suppose that we have an array like that here, array of fruits, okay, and we are iterating that fruit array from 0 to fruit dot length, right, from the end of the array or end of the just size of the array till the size of the array it will iterate, and I plus plus incrementing. For that we can use shorthand like for let fruit of fruits. So fruit is the item actually, and fruits this fruits is the array. So array we are iterating of fruits. So you can write here anything like this is the array name and this is the elements. It will iterate. So we are using of operator with the for of, it's called for of operator, and this called for in operator. So you can use this two operator instead of writing the two lines of code right here. So instead of writing the big code, you can short like that with for in, for of and for in. After that short circuit evolution is there. So for that we are basically writing this I think if you are working professional, you would like to you always engaged to write this kind of code, right? process.env.dbhost. If is it we are trying to check the condition, then put our statement here if the condition is true, or in the else, but we are writing something like that, right? So that to keep it more simpler and achieve the same task, we can do this task in one line. So we just use here the or operator, okay, and if this data will be available, then it will store here db host. If the first data will undefined and second data if first data will undefined, then second data will automatically assigned to the db host, right? So this is the thing, instead of this 4 line, we are just reducing the lines and doing it the same task in only 1 line, right? So this is called ECMAScript actually, features of ECMAScript or JavaScript. So there are so many ways that you can write the same thing in shorthand code, right? So the find query, we will see the find function shorthand. So the thing is that with the array of object, we can we can just filter some data. For that if I want a particular data like the type should be dog, I want the data that have the type dog, right? So for that I am writing the code here. It's a very simple code, but taking so much time, lines, right? So for that a function is there, we're passing the name argument, then here we are iterating the array till the length, then finding the pet of I, type is equals to dog, okay, and another condition is also there, pets of I dot name is equals to name. So it's our name actually, that name coming through the argument, so you can put any name. So if type is dog and name is max, okay, this name is max, I'm putting the condition here and returning the data if it is finding. If the data will found, it will return the data. But this is a this is very simple method actually we are writing here, and it's taking lots of lines of code, right? So we can reduce the n numbers of lines from this code, and we will use only find method. This is JavaScript find method. With the array it will work. So this is an array and it will work. The find method will work with it, and inside that this is element, particular element we are saying. So it will iterate the each object. So each object it will iterate and find the type of that object. So inside that object type is there and name is there. So simply pet dot type is equals to dog we are looking for, and pet dot name is equals to Tommy we are looking for, right? So there is a 4-5 lines of code, 6 lines of code is reduced in only one line. This is the beautiful things of JavaScript, ECMAScript 6 and shorthand properties. So ECMAScript provide this because arrow function is introduced in ECMAScript, right? So this is the thing very important to learn for every developer. These things are very important in ECMAScript. So again we are in the math shorthands query. So in this math shorthand we are literally using math.floor 4.9 data is there is equals to 4. It will comes true, right? It will return true. If floor means if there is something like data like 4.9 4.8, so it will after using floor method it will give you 4 only. So because this is a floor method, so instead of math.floor we can simply use this tilde, two tilde sign, so it will working like math.floor only. So the things are same, but the n numbers of lines and codes are we are reducing, right? So only two tilde sign will exactly work like math.floor. And another thing is there, math.power we can use, we can reduce this as well with double star. So it will work like math.power, and two asterisk sign is there, two asterisk sign, and then 3. So 2 to the power 3, it says 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, right? So that's literally it means that. So math.floor for you can use double tilt, and math.power for you can use double sticks. Very beautiful code. And joining in cloning array. So now these days in JavaScript, if you don't know array and object things, then you are not a developer or a good developer. So should know this. So simply we have an array odd, another array nums. Okay, then we are concatenating dot concatenate the odd, this one we are just concatenating the odd one. Okay, the another array, one array concatenate with another array, like that. So dot concatenate operator we are using, method we are using. Okay, so basically, and for that we another method is also there, array dot slice. So this is our array dot slice method. Okay, so these are used, array dot slice is used to cloning array. So this is we are concatenating like that, joining array. The dot concatenate method and dot slice method is we are basically used to reduce this code. We can write this in another way by using ECMAScript, like ECMAScript triple dot operator is called spread or rest operator, right? So you can use triple dot operator, the same array name, and triple dot with the array name. Simply if you want to concatenate, then the complete array or triple dot and the array name, it will concatenate the array only in two array in one only. Okay, this is very simple as usual. And here we are again using triple dot operator, so that if you want to clone some array, this array one, so just clone the array as it is with the using triple dot operator and the array name. So this is simple as it is. So I think there shouldn't be any doubt for you. So these are the basic knowledge of JavaScript and shorthand properties we are using to reduce the codes It's very helpful to provide perform increase the performance of your task, right? So here we are going to learn this structuring assignment. So I think you guys, if you don't know, so let me explain. This structuring is very important features providing by JavaScript, ECMAScript. So in that just you can see some common things is there. We are requiring mobx property, mobx, and inside that another modules are there, right? These are the property we are requiring. So mobx is common, right? So while we are requiring this mobx three times here, so instead of this we can do in one line here only. So for that, what we will do, just this is called destructuring, actually destructuring of JavaScript. So we just import curly braces, open, okay, and inside that variable we will declare whatever variable is there in the at the end, and from mobx, this is the final, take it from mobx package, right? So this is called destructuring, object destructuring actually it's called. So it's just structuring, and this is called destructuring. So yeah, we are just breaking it down from an object or array. So object destructuring is very important with JavaScript. You should know and you should use in your project. So this is another example that we are just we have lots of variable here, right? And this dot props dot this one stores forms loading, this dot props dot errors, these are the um, I think this is object. Okay, this is this dot props, this is this means this is already an object, so this dot props is object actually. So we are taking from we are taking store form value of the stores form loading error and entity from this dot props. So instead of writing this object each time, we can just use like that const. Okay, here we used import because we just required them na here, but here we are using const, just we are storing the variables, right? This one, so just these are the variables name we are providing here, and the common thing is this dot props. So we are just writing this dot prop, object destructuring, a very important features of JavaScript, and we should use it in our program. If you are a JavaScript developer, Node.js developer, you should. Another thing is there. It is saying you can even assign your own variable name, right? The entity dot contact. This is the our own alias of entity, right? The entity here you can say this dot props dot entity. So you are just storing contact in entity, right? So this is a thing you can declare your own variable as well. So in the next slide we can get string into a number. So these are the thing that again longhand codes are there, like parse int. Generally we are using parse int and parse float to convert the data or to parse the data, right? String to a number. So this is in double quotes, as you can see. So that will parse in integer, parse in float, convert in integer, convert in float. Instead of doing this in shorthand property, we can do one thing only. Instead of using parse and float method, we can just use plus and plus only plus operator, you can say. Thus the thing is same, it will work as it is, like parse int and parse float. Okay, so string into a number. So this is converting the string into a number. So we can see that the number is there, but inside that that's a double quotes is there, so it's converted into a string. So for that we are converting the string into numbers by using plus button, plus button is there, right? So this is the thing, and very easily you can get it, and you should use in your program, right? So another concept people don't know literally about ECMAScript is that template literals, very important topic. And the thing is that there is an example which is the longhand code. Simply if you are a old developer, okay, so you can see that might be possible that you don't know about template literals, but if you know aware with ECMAScript 6, so it might be possible that you know, because I'm also using in very frequently, which is template literals. So we'll see the example, we'll try to understand it. I think we should use it in our code as well. So here we have a variable, this is a string, first and last is a variable. So what we are doing here, db http is a string, host is a variable name, port is a variable name. We are using plus button to concatenate this data in the, okay, and it will store in a variable. So this is the longhand code, and while if in the same code, if I want to achieve the same thing, we can use template literals with backtick. This is not only, this is actually backtick, it's called backtick, and this is not a single quotes. Yeah, you can see this is a single quote, okay, this one is a single quote, but this is called backtick. Again we will again, so this is the backtick, and yeah, in the template literals we declare the variable. Suppose that you are using variable first and last here, like that. So in this template literals we will not use plus button plus to concatenate the data. We just use backticks, then variable name under the curly braces and dollar. This is the structure of template literals. We are using backtick to cover up the string, then inside that backtick scope we can just declare our variable with dollar sign, dollar and curly braces, and the variable name, last, first, and whatever you have. Simply it will convert the data, it will concatenate the data with the variable variable that having is a dynamic value, right? So we can concatenate any string and we can make any string which will be dynamic. So that's a very important thing you should know in here. In this const dv is equals to http colon slash slash, just we are using here backtick, and then we can simply write the code. We don't have to use the plus sign, okay, or other things. We just use here only one backtick, then our string and our variable with the name with the help of dollar sign and curly braces we can declare our variable. Again our string, simply we can write any string within the variable, and within the string any variable we can very easily, which will be dynamic data. So it's a very important question of ECMAScript. So I think video is getting longer, so we should wind up this. Okay, so I'm just finishing it here only, and it's very important to learn ECMAScript. Very mandatory things for JavaScript developer who is working with Node.js and JavaScript. So thank you guys.